I really wanted to love Starfield. I saw the trailer 5 or 6 years ago, or whenever it was. Damn, that'll be cool, Skyrim in space, I naively said. I played Starfield for 20 hours before giving up, so you can take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Or not. 20 hours is a really long time to try out a game, so maybe just take everything I'm about to say without any grains of salt. Back in the day when they announced there would be 1,000 planets to explore, everybody saw this coming. Literally everybody already said this. They were like, well, we know what that means. Every planet's gonna be fucking empty. I mean, I hoped they would make exploring fun. I wanted to stay hopeful. But things just turned out exactly as everybody expected. I really wanted to be able to explore planets and have them all be different with fun locations to explore and side quests and things to do. But in the game, you just collect every side quest from one of the main cities. Across the 1,000 planets, there are 4 major cities. Not even really 4 major planets, just 4 cities in the game that actually have a decent amount of content and quests and people and shit. Even if there was just one location on a planet, but it was like a cool cave with a side quest, I would have been happy. But instead, each planet just has like 5 simple shacks with basic enemies, basic loot, and no reason to interact with them at all. Oh yeah. The loot in this game is boring as hell. Killing enemies either in a quest or just in the open world, they all drop the exact same loot every time. It's crazy doing a quest and then coming home with 38 identical basic assault rifles. For me, the worst part of Starfield is how there's no seamless interplanetary travel. I know that there's a mod out now that lets you do it, but it wasn't out when I originally played. I understand that Outer Wilds is a smaller scale game with only a few planets, but being able to just lift off and fly to another planet and land wherever you want is so cool. Maybe I'm being unreasonable for wanting this in Starfield, but Bethesda definitely could have done a better job than they did. To fly to another planet, you hold space, which will automatically take you into orbit after a loading screen, and then you open the map and click the planet you want to fly to. Then you grav jump there, and then you are just like in orbit again, just kind of floating in space above the planet. Then you open the map again and pick a place to land and wait through another loading screen. This is so lame. In the game about space, the only time you're actually in space is when you're idly floating in orbit of a planet, waiting to fly automatically to another planet. I can't describe my disappointment when I first tried to land on a planet. I was holding W trying to move forward toward the planet, but didn't realize I was hitting an invisible wall. I couldn't tell if I was actually getting closer to the planet or not, and I just kept trying, and then I realized the only way I could land was through the menu. So lame! And no, you can't fly your ship around the planet, you have to get off and then walk everywhere. You can't just lift your ship like 200 meters off the ground and fly, because that would be too fun. You know, I want to be able to fly around the planet Fortnite style, you know? Like for Fortnite, okay? Season 7, you know? I want to do that. Fucking, you know, Polar Peak, you pick up a plane, fly. Like, you know, just a little bit off the ground. You can't do that. That would be too fun. Bethesda does not want you to have fun, apparently. They want you to walk really long distances to each boring structure. Oh yeah, and the ground map of the planet is one of the worst maps I've ever seen. Dude, who looked at this and thought, yeah, this is the best we can do. This is a really good map. What the fuck? I saw a YouTube short the other day about how in open world game design, if you draw a circle around the player on the map, there will be structures 40 seconds away from the player. You won't be able to walk for 40 seconds without finding some sort of interesting thing. A lot of games use this, and I found that pretty interesting. However, Starfield does not follow this rule. Instead, the time between locations is 2 to 5 minutes, which, I mean, that just goes to show how vast and boring the world is. Exploration sucks, and there is no incentive to do it, and people still defend this as if it's a masterful design choice. They say, if you come into the game looking for a fun game and you only follow the main quest, you'll enjoy Starfield. But if you come into it wanting to explore and hoping to be able to walk around each planet, you're stupid and you won't like the game. As if the game is not totally advertised as being about exploration and traveling into the vast depths of space, touching the stars and seeing what's behind the cosmos and all that. Everybody has talked about the slow opening to the game, but it isn't just the opening sequence on the mining planet. The whole first 20 hours felt slow to me. It all still felt like I was warming up, and I was still a complete beginner. Which I guess some people could say is a good thing. They want a lot of content, a lot of stuff to do. But I mean all of this in a bad way. Everything in the game is very big. There is a lot of stuff, but it's all as deep as a little kiddie pool. There are a lot of mechanics and places to explore, but there's no real reason to do any of it, and nothing has any substance. There were lots of different mechanics and locations I found that were like, wow, that's a new thing, but what's the point of it? Like the different crafting benches on the ship. I still don't really know what the point of crafting is, because side note, you can't craft medpacks, which was the one thing that I actually wanted to craft. I would run out and then not be able to regenerate health, and then I would be stuffed because I would just spawn on super low health. And they cost a lot of money to buy from the doctor. And there seems to be a lot more talking in this game. All the NPCs have a lot of shit to say, and it's very boring listening to them. I didn't care about anything they were saying, it was just sludge. Does any of this stuff actually matter, or have Bethesda just added a bunch of random shit for the sake of it? I think it's the latter. Okay, now this next part is gonna be more personalized to my playthrough and my PC. Not everyone is having FPS issues with the game, which is great for them, but I sure was. I put this clip in my most recent main channel upload, but I think it's funny, so I'll play it again.
Big question from many. Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did.
Todd then goes on to say, you may just need to upgrade your PC, which is crazy. I meet the recommended specs for the game, not the minimum specs. The recommended. So like surely I can run medium graphics. The game ran terribly for me even after putting all the settings on low. I started off on high, and then over time I slowly lowered the settings one by one down to low. Every time I thought, oh surely this will fix the lag. And it just never did. I mean, it was a lot more prominent in the big cities, like they were like kind of 20 FPS, 30 FPS, but it was noticeable all over the place, which sucks. Playing the game on low settings, you know, making it all look terrible, and then it still runs terrible. It's like you're just getting the worst of both worlds. Near the end of my time with Starfield, I started installing mods. The Star UI mod, of course, to make the inventory actually look nice and helpful, and I also tried installing some performance and optimization mods. I'm not sure if they really worked or if I even installed them right, but yeah, playing a game that is constantly lagging is really not fun, and it was one of the biggest contributing factors to me dropping Starfield. One thing that I kept hearing about Starfield is, the more time you put into it, the better it gets. For everybody out there who is on hour 65 and they're now having a blast, I'm happy for you. But after 20 hours of this game, the facade started to fade for me, and I realized that I just wasn't having fun. So yeah, that's about it. I don't really like making negative videos like this, it makes me feel mean, but I just wanted to make a game where I voice all of my opinions about this stinky poo-poo game. Subscribe, like the video,